Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro career on Snooker 19. And today we begin the Bet Victor Northern Ireland Open semi-final. I was going to say final, we're not there yet. Northern Ireland Open semi-final against the Jester from Leicester, or as Dennis Taylor more aptly calls him, Satnav Selby. It is, of course, Mark Selby. Now, in Season 2, which obviously is when the rankings go from, so in the 2-year ranking system, we got to the last 32 of this event, which means in terms of prize money, we got £3,500. Now, by getting to the semi-final, we have already got £20,000. To get to the final and beat Mark Selby will give us £30,000. So we've already gained £16,500 on our ranking status. If we go and do well in this tournament now, there is a possibility we could well move into the top 7 for the first time in our Snooker 19 career, which is really something to get excited about. Now, in the last episode, we had a good match against Judd Trump. It was a best of 7, and we went to beat him by 4 frames to 1. Was it a best of 7 or a best of 9? I feel like it was a best of 7. Yeah, I'm sure. Or was it? No, it was a best of 9 because we had 2 episodes. I'm sure it was 5-1 that we beat Judd Trump by, unless I'm going senile. But we beat Judd Trump by a fairly comfortable scoreline, and now we go up to a best of 11. If we are to get through this match, then we will go to a best of 17 for the final. But our matchup history against Mark Selby, at least in recent times anyway, is pretty good. He had a good run around about the end of Season 2 and start of Season 3 against us, whereby he beat us 4 in a row. But luckily, as you can see, between the German Masters of Season 3, we didn't play him until the Shanghai Masters of this year, which I think has definitely helped us out a bit as a bit of a cushion towards taking that pressure off. And as you can see, since then we've had 3 appearances against Selby, one of those in our first ranking event win of the year in the China Championship final, whereby we beat him by 10 frames to 6. But we've had 2 long matches against him this year where we have won matches. So it's quite favourable is the match history at the moment, and hopefully we can continue that today. So let's get cracking, shall we, for the semi-final of the second Home Nations event of the season. And of course, if we win this event, we still stand a chance of getting the £1 million bonus for lifting all 4 Home Nations events in a season. Of course, we did win the English Open after beating John Higgins 9 frames to 7. So we do need to win this one to keep that potential alive. But I'm really excited for this. We made it to the Northern Ireland Open last year, but were denied by Ding Junhui. So fingers crossed we can get on the right side of this man. But although we've had a good match history recently against him, it is by no means easy to get past Mark Selby. I'm just going to play the first 4 frames today, folks. Get up to the mid-session interval as usual, and then on Monday's episode we will do however many remaining frames there are to bring the match to a close. But I hope you guys are all good, still enjoying the series. I certainly am. It's been nice to watch some real life snooker on the Beeb this week as well with the Welsh Open. Unfortunately, Robbo not taking part due to personal issues. As I always say with these opening sessions, it'd be quite nice to get out of this 2 each. Worst case scenario,
Poor attempt, really.
Worst case scenario, I'd take 3-1. I want to get a frame in this session. I was just looking at the possibility of keeping the cue ball going for the black here, but it's just not really viable, unfortunately. So we're going to have to play this with topspin and play it pretty hard. There's not really much doubt about the pot. And it's there. We've just got to get the position, which we certainly have done. The black, I think, will go. Obviously, of course, we're not going for the black now, but just for future reference, the red on the cushion doesn't block it. So that's a little bit of good news. We haven't blocked the black out with that shot there.
He's an expert long potter.
Good Scorpions album, but I digress.
No surprises there. Long pots are his speciality. 6.
Not bad though, is it? First shot of the match, and it's a pretty good long pot. And we're going to just try and get the black potted straight away here. We are in a good position. I'm fairly happy with that. There's nothing too complicated about the screw back here.
Tricky pot along
just got to make sure we do pot this. And it's there. Good pot.
And in it goes.
Well, he's lost the cue ball a touch. Would have wanted that.
I've lost it at all. That's what I was planning for. But this is tricky. This is missable. Have we cut it enough? Is it going to go? No, it doesn't.
Neil Robertson.
Well, a few tricky shots there. Tricky to know whether you are cutting it enough, and unfortunately, the jaws aren't kind to us. As you can see, just needed a bit of a wiggle, the table did, and it'd drop in. It's always painful when you're that close. You don't really mind if you're a mile out. But this is a good chance for Mark Selby. We couldn't capitalise. If we'd have potted the red, as you can see, we were pretty perfect in terms of our position for the black. And he's just decided to drop the red in, leave himself a tricky black, which he executes very well.
8.
He's missed it.
But he didn't make a lot of that, did he? Did not make a lot of that. That's a bit of a shocker from our Selb.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket.
So both players have had a chance.
Shot.
Obviously,
Wonderful pot.
neither have
Outstanding
took it, so we've now got a second chance. Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes last time and go for it here.
8.
Just try and get to these loose reds first and then focus on what will probably likely be a fairly big split. Didn't want that to happen though. Didn't really want to cut the black on our way through if we could have helped it, but we have done, so that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I think we'll go for the blue ball here.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Give ourselves every chance. Hoping this is hard enough. Think it is. Yep, drops in just fine. And now we can get better position on the, albeit
14.
out of position black.
At the right pace.
Yeah, it's not perfect. We hit that slightly harder, but it's not too bad in the end.
15.
Now, we could play for this one on the cush, which I think I probably will. It is taking a risk because we're in a fairly good position to cut the reds open here, split them open. But I decided not to. Decided to play for this one loose red, which I might regret here because we haven't played that hard enough. So it does make it a little bit more awkward to get on the black. Not impossible, but more awkward to say the least.
Gently does it.
Maybe should have gone for it last time. It's the risk you take, though, unfortunately, in this game.
Looking to play this with a lot of power.
Well, we've nudged them open, played that with a bit of side, and we've given ourselves... I don't think the red will go because of the... I think the yellow might well block its route, but again, could be wrong. No, this red will go. Is it worth a punt as a shot to nothing? I guess it is. I guess it is.
So the long red to the corner pocket.
Nope, it's not there.
Missed pot.
As I said, probably worth it as a shot to nothing.
Neil Robertson. 30.
But ultimately, it was our previous risk that I didn't take that came to be a problem. And funnily enough, by being more risk averse, it actually has caused us more of an issue in the long term in terms of risk. Could have played a safety, of course, there, but it's not really in my DNA. I tell you what, though, Selby has had a shocking start here. He's not taking his chances whatsoever.
He'll be annoyed with that.
You'd think he'd be annoyed with that as well. This isn't easy, by the way.
Put your phone on silent, please.
Pace is
Yes,
very
put your phone on
important.
silent, I agree.
Doesn't want to
This looks pretty good, you know, this. As long as it's got the pace. Good pot. Excellent stuff.
No issues there.
Bit of luck involved there, admittedly, but this is the big shot now. We've got to go for it. Not overcommitting.
That split is not bad.
We've potted the black. We've split the reds. Again, not the best split in the world, but far better than the last one. The only thing that worries me here is the red blocking the pocket, but we can get to that, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Play that soft. It's not ideal, the line, but just tap it off the jaw, and that's just fine.
9.
And you'd think from here, we'll have more than adequate chance to take a lead. Just don't want the cue ball to go into the middle pocket. Well... Oh, I just knew as soon as I hit that a bit hard that it would go into the middle pocket.
That's a beauty.
Deary me. That's a shocker. And I think Mark Selby will go on and win the frame now. We're really our own worst enemy sometimes. I feel like at the moment, the way we're playing, the only person that can beat us is ourselves. Needs a good shot here, though, positionally. Which he's got.
11.
I mean, it's not fantastic, but he'll be quite happy to take it on. I'll tell you what, though, he's made a real blunder there. Don't know if he was going for a safety inadvertently, but put it this way, he's got one. So, whether he was going for it or not, he's done pretty successfully there. Got the cue ball back up to bulk. I don't think he'll try and angle this one in. Again, you'd suggest the points total against us is fairly large, so 1 or 2 pots and the frame's won, but it's not going to matter because rather uncharacteristically for Selby, he's played quite a poor safety shot there. Just going to drop this in and we'll be on a colour.
Fabulous pot.
Superb cue control
pot.
there. Ideal position.
Not going to make things harder than it needs to be for ourselves in terms of trying to cut the black in.
This is a half chance.
I appreciate this isn't easy, but I'm fairly confident, and it's there. I'll tell you what I have done here, which I've just realised, and again, it just adds to the conversation at the moment. The only person that can seem to beat us is ourselves.
So, just the red required here.
And, well, way too thin on that red. Way too thin.
Neil Robertson, 7.
Poor snooker played in this frame by both players. It's not really up to scratch.
Nicely
I
onto
wouldn't
the
think
colour.
he'd take on the yellow here. He does as well. That doesn't give him much of a
3.
comfort zone. So if he pots the red here, he will need
Tricky pot coming up.
blue or higher.
4.
If he does go for the blue, then it'll be respot territory. Yep, he is going for the blue, so he's 27 behind, 27 remaining on the table.
11.
So this will be a respot if
14.
he pots the remaining 4 balls,
That's a great pot.
which it looks like he probably will.
18.
Not very often you get a respot, and we've got it in the first frame. Well, not
He just
necessarily,
wants
but
this to drop
I'd be very
gently.
surprised if Selby was to miss
23.
these pots. Say what though, he's not really played for the black there. Obviously not fancying the position, but I guess he can just knock this in. It's not too bad. But he's played safe there, and well,
Mark Selby,
that kick off the jaw has made what would effectively have been a respotted black a lot easier for us. Straight pot. Not going to complain at that one. And I think we get away with one there, but nevertheless, we take the first frame.
Thank you. The second
Bit of a
frame.
shame with the hit off the jaw. We've had that plenty of times, but, well, again, it's the risk you take not to leave that black there ultimately and not
Not an
play
easy
the
one,
positional
but
on it.
a half chance.
Once again, though, Selby's left a red from the break-off, and we're going to go for it.
The opening red.
1.
Not really much else on here, I guess, so might be worth just playing the pink. Then probably just a safety.
It's on to the right middle.
It'll be, oh, he's out of
Really
position
worked out
there.
At all.
That's fine. Just play safe here.
Shot pace will determine success or failure here.
Not terrible, but it could have been a lot
Neil
worse, that.
Robertson, 7.
You know, it leaves a red up bulk. It just creates an issue, really. Let's try and get that one down the table. Oh, and we've got a good shot there. That's been played pretty perfectly. Nice and snug back into the pack. So the safety battle resumes as it probably would if we'd have played that shot right originally and not brought the
Building
red
up to be a
ball
really
up with us.
interesting test of their safety skills.
Blue being out of position's an interesting one. It might have just snookered him, you know. I don't think it has. I think, he can see one, but it's certainly limited his options here. And it will do exactly the same for us here, but, well, fortunately for the way we play, it's
Looks pretty safe here.
not got rid of the just nice nick shot. And there you go. Selby had it in the last frame. The dreaded kick off the jaw. And Selby's got a pot.
1.
There was one available, and that's the risk you take. But, you know, you're pretty unlucky for that to happen to you.
5.
Let's see, though. Can Selby take a chance this time? Going for a more cautious split, which has worked. It's
He's aiming
given
to
himself a
sink this into
chance.
the right corner.
13.
What does he play from here? Does he go for the blue? Got to play for the
Nicely
blue.
done.
And then
Great technique, superb cueing.
I think one of the reds in the pack does go. It does. And he's potted it nicely. But that is a stinker of a shot from Selby. Selby is playing, well, terribly.
Mark Selby.
We're not playing great, but Christ, he's been awful. As
He'll be trying to get the
Selby.
cue ball safe here.
It's the only safety shot we can really play. We do open the reds up. Just got to hope we get back up to bulk, which we do. And that's not a bad shot at all. But Selby going very much for his typical Uber safety there. This would pretty much be a shot to nothing, I think, wouldn't it? To play the thin cut and then try and get up to the bulk if there's a problem. Just trying to judge what sort of pace we need to play this at to get back up to the bulk.
This is not easy.
No, too thin, but as I said, I don't think it's an issue.
The pot.
Could have done with not hitting the yellow full ball there, really.
He's taking this
So it
red
does
on.
give him a chance. And it's there.
Tremendous pot. Brilliant.
He's had a stinker of position on the blue, though, there. I think you can see the yellow, which is okay, but his position from that might be tricky.
1.
Very cagey start, though, here. No one really taking their chances. Not like what a usual Selby versus Robertson game would
Pretty
be
straightforward.
what you'd expect to see.
4.
Someone turned the difficulty down to easy in the back there. This is what I'll be saying, and then I'll go and lose 6-1. But he's run out of position again. This is strange. Could go for the very risky one into the middle pocket, which you wouldn't think he would. No, that avenue has now been blocked off. But again, it's just so un-Selby like this.
It's half a chance, but a chance nonetheless.
I know I'm not great at safety, and I've left a few pots, but you wouldn't expect the same from the AI.
What a pot that is. Goodness me, that's a real cracker.
And if we can get this and go into them, we give ourselves a chance to get some momentum here. That's not bad. Could have been better. Tricky angle from those sometimes to get them in, but we've done it nonetheless. But we've seen this sort of match before, haven't we, whereby the AI isn't playing too well, and it's so easy to get sucked into that. To go, well, you know, we'll take on this half chance because they won't get anything for it, and then you get all shocked because they go and take a century the next chance they have. So what I'm saying is, it's good that we should capitalise from every chance we're getting here.
17.
If we can take a 2-0 lead, then ultimately we know we'll be going into the dressing room or, you know, to a break of video in the mid-session interval, at least level. And that's a nice positive to have with 2 frames left in the session. Albeit a fairly short session, of course, but it all works the same. Whether it's a 4-frame or a 9-frame session.
23.
I think you'd back us to win this frame the way the Reds are. Don't see much problem with getting to them. I think the one on the cushion will be a problem, but we haven't really got to worry about that, given that we should have the points difference by then to make sure we don't need that red. I'll just do some mental arithmetic while I'm here. So there's 2 reds, so 8 in front. Well, we might need that red, you know. We might need it.
This is not easy.
We'll just keep playing our natural game, though, rather than worried about scores as such.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
36.
So if we get, say, red, black, so that's 16 points. 29 ahead with 35 on. We will need that red, but I guess if we can play a good enough safety, then there's that option. It isn't too far away, though, so we've got to come up with some sort of strategy to play the red, whether it is a safety shot from it or a nick to try and get onto it. I'm not sure.
44.
Just check the red does go, because we can be caught out otherwise. Don't think it's going to harm us to try and knock it off the cushion. So the red's there.
He's right on top of his game at the moment.
Where are we going to end up? Oh, we hit the red, but to be brutally honest, it's not really done anything for us. And it's jeopardised our potentially getting a colour. So, you know, fair idea. The execution wasn't really there, unfortunately. So, let's just get the cue ball safe. Bit too pacey potentially. But no, that works just fine. Let's see what Selby does from this.
That's what he was after. Nicely played.
Neil
He's hit the
Robertson,
green.
45. Foul and a miss.
I mean, he's hit the blue in the end, great, but he's hit the red in the end, sorry, but he's decided to go through the green.
Foul and a miss. Neil Robertson, 4.
There you go, he's done it on the 3rd try, and has he kept it safe? Oh, I'll tell you what, he probably has here. I think we just play this as thin as possible, try and get up to the bulk. However, we do that. But unless we leave the cue ball on that said cushion, we won't be leaving a pot on. But can you believe that? Well, we'd have given away the foul anyway because we did actually miss the red. But this is a potential pot, and what a pot it was. I mean, this would be a brilliant steal for Mark Selby.
7.
But he just can't seem to pot 2 in a row at the moment. Could be wrong. No, he's potted a great yellow there. Well, I was wrong. As John Virgo often says. Well, I was wrong. But this is definitely an opportunity miss for us. I was speaking before it. I foreshadowed the problem potentially of that red, and kudos to Selby. He's played well here.
34.
And he's won the frame.
Mark Selby.
That is the frame.
Don't really want to be giving too many like that away.
Into a really tight match.
Yes, no obvious advantage at the moment. This is pretty close.
Funny old match so far. Neither player making a sizable break. Oh, what's he playing here? Another questionable shot that hasn't worked at all. Again, as I said, this is very unlike Selby. Thought that frame win might well have just kicked him into gear. But I think this, I mean, the pot's pretty much, I wouldn't say a gimme. Don't want to look like a prat if it misses, but this should be a fairly good chance if the Reds split the way that I hope they will. To be able to get in and win this one in one visit. Luckily we got the straight one, because without that I think we'd have really struggled to get on anything.
9.
And now the world's our oyster. To an extent, anyway. The world's your oyster if you position the cue ball correctly. If not, then, you know, it's not great.
16.
I can't think of an opposite phrase for that. Don't know what the opposite to the world's your oyster is particularly.
17.
Just trying to pick out the right red here. There's so many to choose from that sometimes you can get blindsided by that and not pick out the right red. I mean, we've got our position a little bit wrong, but because there are so many to choose from, we can nominate a different red.
So, this pot's into the right corner. Down it goes.
And sorry for all you 147 fans, I'm going to play the pink here.
Really good.
Or maybe even the blue. I think we play the blue. I just want to make sure of things. Again, you can play stylish snooker and go for a 147, but I tell you what, I'd much rather win the frame and just get a 60 or 70 break here than go for the 147 and pull up short and look like a right nana.
Corner pocket.
But where we can, I don't think it's harmful to go for the black.
Well played.
Over it just slightly there potentially, but this should still be
31.
okay to pot the black, albeit our positional play will be a bit more awkward now. Just enough cut in there for the black,
Not
but
the
as you
best
can
shot.
see, again, I'm
38.
great in the series of predictions today. This could be end of break. I think it is. Try and play a thin safety off this red. It's not bad. It's back up to the bulk at least. Again, the only one I can really see him taking on is the one on the
Neil Robertson.
cushion he's nearest to.
He's looking to play safe here.
Ooh. Had to kick off that one there that's gone up to the bulk. And it seems like a bit of deja vu. It's not worked for him.
Not what he was hoping for.
Now, can he drop this into the right corner? Great
Wants
shot.
to make sure we got that one off the cushion, so played it with more than enough power, knowing we could play for the pink next up. Now, just to be aware, of course, the pink will go back on its spot, wouldn't it? So, don't want to fall into that trap. Being out of position because we can't see the ball. So, I'd like to play with some side. Obviously, main focus is the pot. Secondary focus is getting on this red, which we only could do with side spin, and we've done a pretty good job. Could have done with a touch more power to make that optimum, but yeah, you know, if every shot was optimum, you would be making century breaks every time. I'll take that. That's not bad.
8.
Well, that's a surprise. Bad miss.
Miss the black.
Neil Robertson.
This is...
8.
I tell you what the problem is for me here. I'm sitting here, I don't know if it's just because we've had a really good record
Well,
recently.
right corner here.
I'm not... I don't know what the right word is. I'm not nervous at all. I don't know if it's just a lack of adrenaline maybe, I'm not sure, but I'm not nervous at all, and I think that might be the problem. And that's the best thing we do sometimes when we just go for our shots, but then you miss silly shots like that, and you know, you put your opponent in where really they wouldn't have had a chance otherwise.
Eleven.
Apologies if you can hear the wind outside, by the way. It is quite a blustery afternoon / early evening. I'm your BBC News weather correspondent.
20.
I think Selby will go and win this frame now. Which, you know, after some of the shots we've played, is fairly deserved as punishment for us. You can't beat yourself up too much, though. You know, we've just got to try and do better next time. But you do worry that one good chance, one good break, and Selby will be right back into form, and then you've then got the problem of when do I get to the table.
34.
So this is a fairly big shot. Does he go for the blue, try and separate the red from the pink? Does he go for a bulk colour, play with screw back? What does he do here? He goes for the bulk colour, and he's just going to play safe off that. Doesn't really fancy the pot. And is that going to be a justified decision?
38.
Maybe. But we're going to go for the pot here. I mean, this is the complete opposite of a shot to nothing. If we miss this, it could be frame over for Selby. But equally, I think the reward outweighs the risk. We've missed it. So, you heard what I said. I think if we missed that, it was probably frame over. We are going for our shots here, and we might need to curb that a little. But I think the reward would have very much been the frame on a plate if we'd have potted that. So, a bit disappointing, to say the least. Because you would definitely back Selby to go and win this frame now. And after a very good start, being 1 up and looking to be 2 up, we're actually going to be behind here. So it makes this 4th frame very important. Well, not hugely important, but as I said, I think after especially being 1-0 up, I'd like to go in at 2 each. But I tell you what, that is, again, an absolutely terrible Mark Selby safety shot. Shocking. Because what he's done, he's tried to snooker us on the pink, and he's just left an easy starter on the yellow. I can't get over that. Really can't get over that.
2.
Oh, we played that too hard, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, we need to get out of this. Luckily, he's going to only play safe here, but I just didn't fancy the greens, so I played what would have been the snooker in behind the brown. But this is some of the worst safety play I've seen from Mark Selby. Now, I know this is only a half chance, but I fancy it. And it's there. I mean, again, we're not going to get very fortunate with the position here. That's the problem with these half chances. You kind of go for the position and also go for the pot, of course. So we'll try and get in behind the pink this time, which Selby couldn't last time. Oh!
Wow. He'll be thrilled with
Well, thank God we didn't get in behind the pink. We played that just a bit harder, and yeah, I guess you got half a chance if you play a bit of a whack shot there, because if it's going to stay around about up the top of the bulk cushion, then I guess you got a chance, but that's unbelievable. It definitely felt like that last frame that we gave it away, but there's no uncertainty that this time round Selby's really bottled that. Really has.
18.
However, you've got to be in it to win it, and whatever your chances and however many you win by, the most important thing in this game is the score at the bottom that now says 1 frame to 2. And a few minutes ago, I'd have never backed ourselves to win that frame, but just some really strange shots from Selby, and well, the course of the game may change from here, and I think we should be really hungry now to try and make the most of this lead, and hopefully try and go in at the interval 3-1 up, which will put us in a really strong position going into the next session, which of course will be on the channel on Monday. That's more like it from Selby. I mean, in some ways, yes, of course. You'd love to win a match in consecutive frames and you look brilliant. But sometimes it is nice, a lot of the time actually, especially in these high-profile matches. It's great to have the competition. So, a much better shot there from Selby. As you could see, we couldn't get out of that. But no harm done, really.
That's a foul. He'll be disappointed with that.
Try and play that again, because again, we're losing less from doing that than we would do from just going into them here. So we're going to give away another 4 points. Very close to hitting that red, and if we can, We put Selby in a very good, we give a very good shot for Selby to then play. So I think this is certainly worth it.
Free ball.
You'd say if we did go for this and finally hit it this time, which we do, then we put Selby in a fairly decent safety. I mean, it's not a snooker by any means, but he can go for the really risky shot of playing the red on the cushion into the pocket. Which he's not going to do. He's just going to play safe off this, and the cue ball just about avoiding the pack. I wouldn't have been surprised, given how this match has gone, for him to have gone straight into the pack there. But once again, you know, Selby's safety, you have to question that.
Well, it goes. Half a chance.
It's the only ball he could have left on, and, well, he's left it.
One.
Playing this with a lot of power.
Try and leave something on here, which we have. Can't complain at that. We've got potentially 2 balls on here. We'll obviously go for the easier of these 2. No, we don't, actually. I'm looking at this and thinking this red is on now, and probably won't be if we were to play the other one first. This other one, far easy to get on. We can just play the blue, screw back, and then knock it in. The other red, it'll take a bit more luck and positional work to get to it, so it makes more sense for me to just go for the easier red second.
13.
Again, I can't see this freeing a frame-winning break, but nevertheless, it's not going to hurt to get a few points on the board. Not every break can be a fancy century break. So we've got a few points on the board, and now it's probably just best to play safe.
White behind the green ball here.
Bit too pacey, but it's okay. I'll take that.
Well, he's a little fortunate there. Not what he was
I
intending.
wouldn't call it little fortunate. I don't know if it's Selby who's fortunate or me. I'm not quite sure, but if they are referring to me, I don't really see how, because you know we weren't going to leave anything on. We might do if we get this one wrong though, so it's imperative we play this correctly. Off the cushions, that's it. Don't really want to hit the green. We don't, and the brown should possibly cover that one that's now over the pocket. We'll soon see, because if it doesn't, he'll definitely go for it. But he doesn't. Is he going to play? I thought he was going to play a potential plant there, but I have no words for what he has played. A bad shot, I think, is the word I'm looking at. The 2 words I'm looking for. I thought we'd just done that, you know. I thought we'd just played an equally terrible shot. That's why you didn't hear anything out of me for a few seconds. I went with the usual panic of, oh god, I look like a right fool here. This red should go. So, that's okay for me. Black shouldn't get in the way. I don't think. We'll soon find out.
Nicely done.
Oh, well, it does. So, the old nicely done thing doesn't quite apply. However, we can still nick this red in. My only issue with that is position for the next ball. So we're going to hit this very soft. And to be fair, we got position on the pink. I thought that cue ball would have gone further up the table.
9.
Don't really need to play with topspin here, do we, actually? Now, does the red pass here?
15.
Doesn't pass into the middle, so just a safety shot. Very tense closing frames this session. It's really categorised the whole session, I would say. Neither player really, well, none of these frames have been won in one visit. And again, a mix of pace between the last 2 safety shots we played, and we'd have been on to a good one, but can't have everything in life. So I'll be very fortunate that the pink's further up the table now, because he'd have had a real problem if not. That being said, I don't mind it being there for the safety shot we've just played. It gives us a little bit more coverage of the reds. Gives the playing player less options But I tell you what, I think he's gone for a bit of a half chance there. It's not worked for him, but given where the Reds are at the moment, it was very much just a shot to nothing.
Continues.
Quite pacey, this one. It's got a decent line, though. I'll take that. Bit more pace, and that had been snuggled up in behind the yellow. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, though. Try and match Selby at his own game, which is fair to say he has not played today. His safety has been pretty poor. Is there a plant on? Is there a plant? I'll tell you what, if there was, it was fairly close.
That's an excellent shot.
Personally fancy us to swerve this one in, though.
Well, that looks
You've always got a chance when it's a 50% shot with a swerve. Because that 50% marker I always find is quite achievable. Obviously, it sounds ridiculous, this, but hear me out. You hit a shot at 50% much more often than you play a shot, I don't know, at 39.2%. So, always worth going for those swerve shots at bob on 50% if you can make it with the angle.
3.
Pace is critical here.
And this is now a chance, again, probably not to win the frame in one visit, just because of the complexion of how this game has gone so far. And I wouldn't say we're in
4.
massive bouts of confidence, however. A chance is all we need. It's not all you need is love. It's all you need is a chance.
What a wonderful pot.
9.
We'll just try and make the most of this. So the pink and the blue have switched
Well,
spots.
he's playing this into the left middle pocket.
10.
Playing this with plenty of power.
Now we need to pot this pink. And it's there. But where are the other balls going? Where are the green and brown going to end up? Are they going to put us in trouble? Well, after all that, we've not got brilliant position, to be honest. But there's definitely safety on. Just a bit of an opportunistic shot there, but it should be easy enough to play a safety from, I would have thought. That's if we've hit a red. Didn't seem like we made much contact with one. And you watch this be a lovely shot now, right in behind the yellow. Well, thank goodness it isn't, but I think we missed there. Yeah, we did.
Foul. That'll annoy him.
Foul and miss.
So,
Neil Robertson.
see what develops from here. Obviously with the green, brown, well, put it this way, the yellow and black balls are the only ones on their spot. So this will be an interesting development. And this cue ball is going to go right into the pocket.
Cue ball drops. And
That's shocking, that.
Foul. Mark Selby.
They just knock
4.
this one in. No, he's not. No, he's not. Surely that would have been the best option there. Oh. I guess I'm not Mark Selby, but he might well have gone for that. I don't know.
Very
But
safe to me.
surely he could have just
This
nicked
is
that.
an intriguing safety battle.
Very intriguing safety battle considering the brown and the green. I mean, you're pretty unlucky from that hit and hope shot to cannon on, never mind one colour, but two. Funny old game though, isn't it, snooker? Funny old game. This could be the end of the safety battle here if this goes wrong. I'll tell you what though, it's not a bad shot in the end.
Nicely
Now,
played.
the black's off its spot. That could be the end though, if we can see this. Which I think we can. Let's try and get up to that 50% mark. Can we get 2 out of 2?
He's fortunate.
Oh yes, we can. We're loving a good swerve shot today. That's about the only thing we are loving. Well, apart from missing. But we're in again here, and I always find these scrappy frames are so important for matches. You know, really, I'd say most top 64 players can win a frame when they get in. It's
Nice
just
position
about
for
whether you've
black.
got the bottle to
5.
keep focused during a scrappy frame, which we've struggled with in the past, and it's debatable whether it's the skill of the AI, which is why we win these now. But nevertheless, it's you know, a good skill to have.
Decent position to take.
We
on
lead
a
by
cut here.
39. This black will put us 46 ahead. Red 47. So it's just a matter of this red and the colour. And that should be the frame. Bit worried about this red though, you know. That's why I played it a little bit hesitantly there. Let's just pop the blue, shall we? No risk with this one, of course.
Just the blue ball.
Just played safe off the pack of reds. If we pop this, which we do,
He'll be fuming about that.
well, he will be fuming, but
23.
again, I'm not that bothered. The only worry here is going into the middle pocket, which we haven't. We've missed that, so that's okay. This could be a pretty decent safety. Yeah, not going to complain at that. Obviously, Selby needs a snooker.
Neil Robertson.
And if you can't get one, then we're going to take a 2-frame lead going into the next session, which I'm very happy with. I'd be very inclined just to open these up, you know, because obviously if they're all opened up, then Selby's got a really hard shot then at getting the snooker. But I'll tell you what, I did panic for a
Great
second
shot.
there. That black was going very, very close to the centre pocket. Might as well just get them reds moving around. Again, there's no risk to us. The more you can spread the reds, the harder it is, of course, for the player to
He's trying to get the cue
give you a
in
problem on
tight
all of them.
position here.
Surely this is just a... I'd say this is probably a plant from here. Which it isn't, unbelievably. But, oh, don't go in the middle pocket. Oh, that was just all too casual, that. That was way too casual. And that's what playing like a prat does to you.
1.
Well, it goes. Half a chance here.
Selby's wise to this. He's going to go on the high colours now, isn't he? That being said, I can't believe that wasn't a plant. Unless we just executed it terribly. I don't know, but... if we come out of this at 2 each, I'll be going away thinking, how the hell's that happened? Very low quality session, but you'd still say that we've been the best player. But Selby only going for the yellow, so he's going to need a snooker here. Which baffles me.
11. Mark Selby.
But he's missed the black, and, well, you'd say he won't come back to the table after that. So you can say maybe again we got away with one. I don't know, but I don't think he'll come back to the table. And we should lead going into the second session, which we do by 3 frames to 1. Very strange session there. Don't really know what to make of it, but nevertheless, as I said,
It's a 2-frame lead now.
whether it's 4 centuries or 4 really scrappy, low quality frames, I'd say, that we played there. The scoreline is the one metric that matters, and at the moment we're in a good position.
Pace is
Much
critical
like the match
here.
against Judd, we're going to lead 3 frames to 1 at the interval. And that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. So if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Of course, comment your thoughts as well. And remember to subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. That's it from me, folks. Thank you very much for your company today. And I'll see you guys in the next one on Monday. Can we make the final? Tune in to see that on Monday. Goodbye for now.